fairly recent innovation for artists is the development of this. I'll call it a water brush. It's a brilliant idea. I'm so smitten with them that I always have some now in my sketching bag that I take around with me. Very simply, it's this, and they're based on fountain pen technology. You have a brush at one end, this is the brush here, and the handle is hollow, made of flexible plastic. You fill it with water. I expect there's some kind of complicated valve inside here, but we don't need to concern ourselves with that. The upshot of this is that if you squeeze the handle very slightly, some of that water comes through to the brush, which means you now have a water brush without a water pot to knock over, which you can carry around in your pocket because they all have little watertight lids on them. These ones happen to be Derwent water brushes. They're available in 3 different tips. This is the fine tip, and if I just show you what it does, it's wet. I've applied a very simple drawing here with some Inktense blocks. Now, Inktense is a water-soluble medium. The minute I apply the brush, which has water in it, it dissolves the pigment, and the pigment becomes usually a little stronger because it's now going to be absorbed into the tooth of the paper. So there we go. Now, so this is a fine one. You don't need to carry a water pot around with you. I usually carry a little bit of tissue. In fact, I've nearly always got tissue in my pocket anyway, just to wipe the colour from the end so that you don't transfer too much colour from one area to another. So this is the fine tipped one. Great for detail. It actually does, even though it's a synthetic brush, point really is very fine. It's available in a broader tip. That's the number 2. It's better for covering bigger areas. You can see how, incidentally, bright the pigments of this Inktense block are. There's also a Chisel Tip available in the Derwent range. I should say that other brands are available, but this one has a Chisel Tip to it, which means you can work slightly more expressive marks with it. Because I've used Inktense, once Inktense dries, because it's ink-based, it becomes permanent. Yeah, I think these are a fabulous invention. As I say, I always have some with me in my sketching bag. In fact, I'm never without them anywhere.